Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so we're doing another day in the life vlog, or just like a little vlog. I don't know how long it's gonna last. It's actually very early for me to be waking up. Last night I had this dream that I was a teacher again. And it was this whole thing, and then I was leaving the parking lot because it was the end of school, and then all of a sudden I had this massive plant in my hands, like a big pothos, except the leaves were like the size of my couch. And the vines were like this big. Like they were huge. I remember I was walking along with it, like I was holding on to it, and like part of the plant got stuck in a tree. So weird. So then I get to my car and there's like a bunch of other plants in there. Like I had plants in my car that lived there all the time, and I was planning on doing the same with this plant, and I have no idea, like it's not even physically possible, but it's a dream. And the plant came with monkeys, but I don't remember what kind of monkey they were because it was like a weird made up monkey that like doesn't actually exist, but like existed in my brain, because I'm thinking about it now and I've never ever seen or heard of this monkey before. So anyway, the plant came with the monkeys. I guess it was their house or something. So I was like, yeah, of course I'll take the monkeys. Like they'll just live in my car with the plant. And like, I don't really have to do much. I just like feed them and then they like to live in here. That was the dream. And I woke up at like 6 o'clock and I was like, that was weird. And then I remembered that one of my favorite YouTubers, well, I was watching her videos, and I don't know if any of you feel this way about me. I have had a few people message me and be like, I feel like we're friends. And in my mind, I'm like, we are. Because I have that same feeling with people that I watch on YouTube. Like, I just know that me and this person would be friends if we ever met or like had the opportunity to meet. And then I remembered that she is hosting a trip with Trova Travel or something like that, which is like a group travel company, basically. Like people, like primarily influencers, I'm assuming, host a trip, and like their followers can sign up to go on the trip, and it's like this fun group thing. I was thinking about it and I was like, wait, what if I hosted one of these trips to go on a trip with my plant friends to like Costa Rica or something? So I started researching and like looking into it. Also asked on Instagram if anybody would be interested in going on like a group travel trip in 2022, like with me, to a planty destination like Costa Rica, because Costa Rica, I actually watched a video on Costa Rica this morning, and the video said that Costa Rica is like the most biodiverse country in the world. It's also like the size of West Virginia, which is insane to me that so much biodiversity is in this very small country. But anyway, if you might be interested in going on like a group travel trip with me in 2022, it would be next year. I'm thinking maybe March. Comment down below if you'd be interested in that. And if there's enough interest on this video and from Instagram, I will probably like try to start the process and see what happens. All the logistics aside, I'll have all of that information later. But today is just like a random day in my life. I don't really have too much planned, but I know that there's some planty things that I need to do. Okay, I've been talking for almost 9 minutes. So I'm gonna go with this clip. I'm gonna edit a video and then I'll see you back here. I'm gonna do some plant stuff and whatever else I get up to. Well, good afternoon. I got pretty carried away doing admin and editing and everything else. While I was editing, I just kept getting distracted by everything else that I wanted to be doing, so it took me longer than it should have. And then I just did like admin stuff the rest of the afternoon, and it's now I think like 1 o'clock or something. But I just made myself lunch. I'm pulling it out of the trash so I can show you. These are Trader Joe's dumplings, and they are so freaking good. So I had the boiling water in there, and then I put the dumplings on top of this, and then I put this over the dumplings so that the steam would stay in there. I got dressed. I did the dang thing. You can see. Yes. Now I'm going to clean up this plant room. I was just about to sit down and do some more editing because I do have another video that I could edit. Sorry, my thing keeps getting in the way. It's a scrunchie. But I want to do something else first so that I'm breaking up the computer screen time. But I'm just going to clean up this room and then do some more computer work, I guess. And I'm basically just waiting until Daniel gets home. And then he and I can hang out and then I can be done working. But I just don't really feel like working today, you know? But you gotta push through sometimes. Gotta push through. Everybody, we're gonna take a moment to talk about my dogs and the sponsor of today's video. Not my dogs, but Jinx. I've talked about Jinx a couple of times on my channel and I really love all of their products for dogs. They have everything from kibble to meal toppers to treats, dental chews, lots of really good stuff in flavors that your dogs will definitely enjoy. Jinx puts a big emphasis on ingredients to make sure that our dogs are getting the nutrition that they need. Their formulas are designed by dog parents, formulated by pet nutritionists, and approved by vets. So from fresh salmon to organic chicken, sweet potato and pumpkin, their kibble is balanced and your dog is sure to love it. I've talked about in the past the meal toppers being a really big favorite for my dogs. Like literally anytime they even hear the packaging, they're like so excited. I just sprinkle a little bit on top. And then every day or every other day or so, I give them a little dental chew for them to chew on. Cooper literally inhales his and Leo really takes his time. So it's just a really nice little thing to give them as a treat every once in a while as well. If you are interested in checking out Jinx, you can head to the link in the description box to get 40% off your first order. Now, it is time for me to take care of a little pest situation. So one of my cacti has scale, my booby cactus, and it's gotten scale before. I feel like it never fully went away. Like, cause it really came back. I'm looking at it right now. I'm gonna bring it in here and show you guys like the full effect of what's going on. And what I'm gonna do to treat it is just get some rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip and rub the little things off and it'll be good. It needs to be done. I've been putting it off for a bit. So we're gonna do that and then see what happens after that. All right, here's what we're working with. Let me show you this. Look at that. I'm pretty certain that it's scale. The plant has had it before, like I said. So yeah, I'm just gonna tackle it in the same way. And I actually could not find my rubbing alcohol for a moment there. But I remembered that I put it with my plant stuff in this shelf back here to have easier access to it. And then I forgot that I did that. So I really just made my life harder for no reason. All I do with this is I just like rub the alcohol Q-tip wherever I see buildup of the scale until it comes off. And this certain type of scale that's on this one is typically pretty soft. Like I don't need to rub super hard to get it off. Like it's not super armored, but there definitely are certain types of scale that are armored and are very difficult to get off. You have to like use your fingernail to scrape them off. But this plant also has some imperfections, basically. I'm trying to think of the word. I guess I would call them imperfections that make it kind of hard to tell, like, is that scale or is that just an imperfection, you know? So I'm making sure to get around the base here because there could be a lot at the base. I don't see a ton, but I definitely do see some. So I'm making sure to get those. You wanna check over the entire plant to make sure that you're getting all of it. Scale is not a pest that like freaks me out by any means. Like it's nasty, but I think I'd rather have scale than like spider mites. Spider mites and thrips are like those who shall not be named in the plant community. So I'm gonna wipe this off and then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. I did it. Let's take a look at her now. Oh, she looks good. Look at those boobs. Also, this is new growth at the very tip. You can see it looks kind of bluish. We're doing it. I don't know if it'll come back. It probably will, knowing how scale and everything else, all of these pests. But I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. There are a few pieces that was just like really hard to get off because they gathered.
So discord between us for what Nesta had tried to defend.
Excuse me, that's just my audiobook clipping back on because my phone was locked. I'm currently reading A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I just finished the second book and I'm actually, don't judge me, I went back and I'm like re-listening to parts of it because I just loved it so much. I am listening to it through my library app, Libby, and I I put on hold all of the books. Like, basically so that I would get them like a week apart, but the third book became available like super early, like way earlier than I thought it would, and I told Libby to just deliver it like in a week because I figured like an 18-hour book would take me some time to get through. It did not take me some time to get through. So for like the next 3 days, I'm gonna be just like waiting around wondering what's gonna happen next. The worst. But I do have a different book that I need to read that's like a physical book, but I've been listening to books lately. But if you're interested in like listening to books as a way of like reading more, I would suggest your local library. Get a library card. And my library doesn't always have everything, so for things like that, it's really nice that like something like Audible exists, even though it is
CEO entrepreneur, born in 1964, Jeffrey Bezos.
Because, you know, if you want to read something like right away, you can just buy it on Audible. But if you can wait, you always have your library app, Libby. So anyway, there's more that I missed, you know, but I'm just gonna wait it out and see what happens. I'm sure that they're all dead, but they're just like still there. Anyway, I'm gonna come back to this. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it and see if it like comes back like in full force. And when that happens, I will be here to decimate the scale. Hello everybody, we are back with another day of this little vlog. I am actually pulling into Vintage Hill right now because I'm going to Vintage Hill with two friends. One plant friend I've hung out with a few times, the other one I've never met. So we're just gonna do the plant friend thing today. We're gonna go to Vintage Hill, then we're gonna go get something to eat, and then we're gonna go to Helmy's. So it's like a Columbia plant day, which I'm pretty excited about. I was just out of town, so today's Saturday, and I just got back yesterday from visiting my friend in Branson, Missouri, which was super fun, and I vlogged that, and it should be up on my second channel, maybe by now, or at least coming up. So anyway, that's what I'm doing right now, and I will show you guys inside of Vintage Hill. day of this video. This will be the last day of this video because I think that this is going to be very long between the plant shopping and the repotting I'm about to do. So first of all, I wanted to acknowledge some of the plants that I bought when I was plant shopping. So first of all, I got a maidenhair fern, which like literally everybody is gonna be telling me, hey, that's a terrible idea. The maidenhair fern is the definition of a siren call. It's very beautiful. They can get very crispy very fast, which I can already see. It's thirsty, so I'm gonna have to water it. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I bought one. This is my first fern ever. And it's really like one of the only ferns that appeals to me. Like the only other one that might appeal to me is like the Boston fern, but I'm just like not really a fern girl, you know? So anyway, got one of these. And then the other thing that I got is a variegated string of hearts. And it is very beautiful. This was $20. The maidenhair fern was $8. But it's a pretty full pot and I'm really excited to try out this plant again. I actually bought a variegated string of hearts for, actually I should look back at my Etsy and see how much I paid for it. In my mind, it was like a lot of money back then, but I feel like nowadays it wouldn't be that much. But it was such a tiny plant. I was like super sad that it was so tiny. But I have this pot that was recently, I took something out of it and, you know, gave the plant away in a, oh, is that the only drainage hole? Well, that explains a lot. Anyway, sorry. I gave the plant away at a plant swap that I just went to. So now I have this pot that I think will be perfect for the string of hearts because it's so small. And I'm just anticipating the string of hearts being like pretty small in the root system at least. Oh my gosh, I am absolutely so dramatic. I spent $17 on a variegated string of hearts that was a little bit smaller than this. Like it probably was like, it was like the pot and then like a tiny, tiny piece spilling off. Like I'd say it was also like a 2-inch pot. I paid $17 and I remember being like, oh my God, that is like so much money. Plant was $14 and then shipping was $6. Interesting. So I have some other things that I want to repot too, but just to keep it brief, I'm just gonna talk about the plant that I'm working on and then move forward. This plant is the first elbow I ever had. This was actually gifted to me by a friend. It was a well, not a wet stick. It had this big leaf right here and then it's put off these 3 leaves and then it kind of just hasn't done anything since I moved. So I'm going to refresh the soil and check on the root system and see how it's doing because I just really don't know if it's happy or not. Like I don't think that it looks particularly happy. So I'm gonna check on it just to see. I'm not one to like unpot plants all the time and like check on them. But if it's been a long time since I've repotted them and they just seem to be a little stagnant, I will. And I feel like I've been doing that a lot more lately. First, I'm going to repot the string of hearts just to check on this root system and everything else. It's a small baby root system. Can you see it? Just a little one. And it might even actually be too big for this pot that I'm envisioning it for. Oh, actually, I think it's perfect size. So I'll use this little bit of De La Tanks that was left over. Smash that into the bottom and then do a little backfill. And she's done. Beautiful, beautiful string of hearts. I don't know where I'm gonna put this. I don't have a lot of spaces for tiny little plants. I don't really know. We will figure it out. I'll get more little shelves. Now I feel like we should check on this one. See how she's, oh, she's doing well. It does smell like that dry soil smell, which makes me want to throw up. But yeah, this root system's really cute. And the soil held up really nicely. This is my old soil mix. Horrible smell. It's not a horrible smell, it's just the smell of dry dirt. I just hate it, it makes me sick. So anyway, it held up really nicely with the pumice. The orchid bark is like pretty much all gone, which is something that I'm noticing. This one is just slightly bigger. Can you see that subtle difference? Hold on. Can you see that subtle size difference there? Yeah, it's just slightly bigger, which I think will be a little bit better for her. Give her a little bit of room to grow. Give her a boost of like a fertilizer type of thing because the De La Tanks is pre-fertilized. So I feel like that'll be good. She's been refreshed and she's going to get watered because that plant was very dry. Let's see, this one needs to be repotted. She really needs it. And I have to make a decision here about the moss pole thing. Am I gonna continue with the moss pole or am I gonna remove it from the moss pole? I can't decide because it's this plant specifically is very conjoined with its moss pole. So I'm gonna have to do some work to get it removed from the moss pole. So I really don't know what I wanna do yet. But the plant is stronger than the moss pole at this point. Like the moss pole has like just taken the shape of the plant. If I was to do this situation, hold on, let me go look at my little stakes and stuff and see what I have. All right, I made this moss pole with a friend a couple years ago at this point. And I feel like it's the only one, I feel like it's the only one that would be a good match. So I'm just gonna do this one, reluctantly, because I don't like moss poles very much, but I'm gonna try it and see what happens. Whoa. Now this one, yeah, this one is not potted in De La Tanks, potted in some other mix. It's very difficult to remove it. Usually with pots that are like ceramic like this, I utilize the hole at the bottom to just kind of like push up. I can just feel so many roots in here though. This is gonna be difficult. Also what I do is I'll stick my fingers around the edges of the pot and just kind of, you know, pull out the soil so that it makes more room for the plant to move. Oh my gosh, there are just so many roots in here. Ah, oh my God, my finger's stuck. My finger is stuck. Ah! Don't freak out, 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 don't freak out. Wiggle, 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 don't freak out, don't freak out. I freaked out for a second there. Wow, I love it when the roots like make a pattern on the bottom of the pot. That's how you know it was ready. Okay, these roots are so pretty. Very, very healthy. Very healthy. I'm super happy to see this. Now the struggle is going to be removing the plant from its previous moss pole and then attaching it to the new one. These roots are so pretty. She's free with no damage. Thank goodness. That was not fun. This is the pot that it's gonna go in. This was a gift from my friend Mariah. And it has a little thing that you can pop out. I need the plant to see this as a home, as just a part of itself. Like I'm tricking the plant, I'm deceiving it. I kind of am. All right, she's done. She looks really good in this pot. Mariah, that was a beautiful selection. Like it really does look so nice. So super excited about this. Ah, it looks really pretty. It's significantly heavier now, but that is okay. Well, I suppose the last thing, well, no, there's a few things that I still wanted to repot. There's like 3 more things that I want to repot. I'm debating if I should do this now or put it in a different video. All right, the decision has been made that I'm going to wait and put the rest of this repotting sesh in a separate video because there's so much left to do and I'm hardly ever in a repotting mood and I currently am. So I'm going to take advantage of this and just take care of some more stuff, but I feel like this video is just getting way too long, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind checking out Jinx in the description box below. Love their company, love what they do for my dogs, just love them very much, and I'd love for you to check them out too. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.